Blessings. Omkara Meditation. With this meditation, we aim to invoke, install, activate three particular energies from the all-pervading God, the all-pervading Creator, which has limitless, infinite attributes. In this particular meditation, we are seeking to connect with three of them. Why these particular three? Because everything that exists is influenced by these three powers or energies. And I find that activating them in our system brings great benefit in our lives and allows us to flow with more ease and grace, peace and love in our lives. So these three energies are creation, sustenance and destruction. Everything that exists comes into creation, will last for some time or is sustained for some time, and then it is destroyed or transmuted into another form, into another type of energy to continue in the course of life. And like that we continue to recycle. We know that everything that exists in its core has the pulsation of energy giving it life. So energy, depending on the frequency of vibration that it has, it will create eventually matter, a mass, which then can take form and can become solid. So things in our life are coming into presence, are staying in the course of some time, and then they go away. Everything goes in that fashion in our lives, and sometimes we feel that we don't have anything to do with this, but we do. We certainly do. And practicing this meditation, what we achieve is activating this energy so that we can use them more consciously in our lives. The meditation has 6 parts, and we are going to chant the sounds of different letters, and eventually we are also going to chant the sound of Om. Omkara is an extended Sanskrit word, an extended version of the sound Om. Om represents the sound of creation, the sound of life, the sound of manifestation. So for this particular meditation, we are going to use the form of spelling that goes A-U-M for Om, or A-U-M. So in the first part, we're going to chant the sound A, which will invoke the god from the Hindu tradition, Shiva, which represents the energy of destruction. Why do we start with the energy of destruction? That is because we want to destroy all the obstacles that are not allowing us to express our greater potential, our true nature, our true freedom, our true identity. So all those obstacles we seek to remove first, and we also seek to remove the illusion of the dream that we're living here, and what is it about, and what are we doing here. So all those barriers we seek to destroy, and we begin by chanting the sound Ah for that 5 times. Then on the second part, we invoke the deity Vishnu, which represents the energy of sustenance, so that we may sustain the things that we want and desire and enjoy in our lives for a longer time. We probably have noticed that life goes with ups and downs. We go in a roller coaster. And because we have memory, when we are getting out of the down part and we begin climbing up, and things begin to feel that they are again working for us and we're feeling good, it doesn't take long, and we begin to ask ourselves and say and wonder and dwell in the thinking of, because I remember that I had been in the low and now things are going well, I am doubting. When will things begin to go bad again? When will things begin to go downhill again? So by entertaining these thoughts, we again attract to ourselves that situation of the down, and there we go again. So we are constantly going like that, invoking and connecting, activating the energy of sustenance. Then we are empowering ourselves to know that we can sustain what is working for us for a longer period of time, so that we can be more happy, more fulfilled with those things, enjoying them longer. On the third part, we invoke the deity Krishna, which represents the energy of creation, is life-giving energy. So here we activate within us the creative thinking, the inspiration, the creativity that we need to find new resources, ways, contacts, different things that we may need in our lives. We create possibility, we create health, we create wellness, anything that we would want, opportunity, connections, more money, a different lifestyle that you want to have, a different home. I don't know, whatever it is that you may feel that you want to create and manifest and experience in your life, you can use this energy to bring it to you. We are magnetic beings, so we have magnetic energy circulating in our system, and as you know, a magnet has this property that it attracts and it also repels. So the magnetic energy helps us to bring to us what we want and repel what we don't want or what is not good for us. But how we are choosing what to attract and what to repel, we can be doing that more unconsciously than consciously. So therefore, we keep going in this roller coaster and experiencing many times that we are living something that we not necessarily want. And this happens just because these energies are dormant and we allow reaction, memory, habit to take on the lead in our lives. So practicing this meditation will awaken these energies within you so that you can have more more solidity in your stance in face of life and more proper direction towards where you want to go, be situated at, and feel when you are interacting in your life. So on this first part, I like to compare this meditation with the process of getting dressed. Imagine it's the morning, you are going to go do your day, and you stand in front of the closet. You open up the doors and you see all of your clothes right there. So here we are standing in face of all of the attributes of God in the same way. So to get dressed, you're going to pick up 3 pieces of garment: shirt, pants, shoes. You take them out of the closet, you put them on your bed. So on this first part, that's what we are going to do. From all the attributes of God, we're going to select these 3: creation, sustenance, and destruction. Important to say, the attribute of destruction, how do we use this thing? We have this connotation about destruction that sometimes could be counterproductive if we don't know how to use it properly. So imagine that you're flying on a plane and there's a family that has a baby with them, and the baby begins to cry so loud and non-stop, and you begin to be bothered. You want to sleep, you're tired, it's a transatlantic flight, long hours, so you just want to sleep and you're having to deal with this situation. So you remember that you have practiced Omkara Meditation right before the flight, and you say, the power of destruction is activated within me. Please don't even think about destroying the baby. That is not the point of this situation. You destroy the discomfort that you have about the crying of the baby. There is free will. Every single being enjoys the gift of free will. So we cannot impose our will on somebody else, because there won't be harmony in that way, and we will not get what we actually are looking for by taking that approach. But if we merge with the energies and we deal with them in a different way, we might find that we do get these things that we want. For instance, in this particular case of the example, if you want to have the peace necessary to be able to sleep, you can destroy the discomfort that you're feeling about the cry. If it wouldn't bother you, you could sleep without any problem. True? So if you focus your energy and the direction of your energy to you, because you have your free will and you can apply it on yourself, right? If you are um, if you are, for instance, having to give a presentation for work, or you want to present a new idea to a possible partner in business or something like this, or you need to talk to your parents or to your spouse, your partner, about something that happened that is not necessarily good, and you are beginning to feel anxious, stressed, worried, then you can use this attribute of destruction to destroy those energies that are not helping you. If you have to do the dialogue anyways or the presentation, then wouldn't it be more pleasant for you to show up and being able to do it without having to deal with the anxiety, the stress, the bad feelings that may be running inside of you? So you focus the direction of the energy of destruction to get rid of those feelings within you, you know. In this way, you are able to interact with more freedom, with more power, with more feeling yourself more solid in face of the situations that you have in your life. So in these first three parts, what we're doing is just invoking these attributes, saying that these are the attributes that we are selecting from the infinite number of attributes that the Creator has. On the fourth part, we are going to chant all of the sounds together. That will be Aum, all together. And this will represent the next step in us getting dressed. Once we selected the clothes from the closet, we lay them on the bed, but we're not dressed yet, right? So after taking a shower or whatever it is, then we get dressed. We put the clothes on. So here, we invoked these energies, and now we are going to install them, download them, and install them in our system. And I will invite you to visualize this happening in your spinal cord, because that's where your central nervous system is. So then the whole of your system will be informed about these new energies running and active in your system, so that they are readily available when the situation comes and you can indeed use them. When you're chanting and you're making the sound, you can visualize as you're making the sound ah, this energy rising in your spinal cord, and perhaps it's having one color. Then you go the sound ooh, let it rise more, maybe it changes color, and it is the second energy being activated in your spinal cord. Then the third one, all the way to your crown. You can visualize another color, a third color if you like, so that you see in your spine a light pole or a column of light in different colors that is being installed and activated in your system. You visualize this happening from the base of your spine all the way up to your crown. After chanting 5 times, we go to the fifth part and we chant 5 times the sound Om. Here, we visualize ourselves going out into our lives, because we already got dressed. After we get dressed, what do? We go out, live our lives. So here the same thing. You visualize yourself, now that you have installed these energies in your system, you go out, live your life. And using them, knowing that you have them active and that you are actually resorting to them and using them when the situation comes, and you become masterful at when to use which one, right? And in which way it serves you more to use them. After we are done with the fifth part, we chant also 5 times the sound Om. And to make the sound, we need to inhale first and then exhale to produce the sound. Make the sound long and soft, smooth, and like a rainbow, going up in volume and then slowly beginning to come down and then dissolving eventually into the silence. Then inhale again, take a deep breath, fill up your lungs, and then you exhale and you let the sound come out smoothly, naturally, however it comes from inside of you is fine. It will transform over time. So here we can do a little bit of revision of the practice of chanting. Chanting and singing are different because singing we regulate volume, we regulate note, pitch, and all of these things here in your throat. When you're chanting, this is when you're singing. So when you're chanting now, you do a different kind of technique. You are chanting from your core, from your gut, and you are not filtering anything. And on the contrary, you are just allowing the sound to come out completely raw, not modifying the tone or volume or note or pitch or anything like that. And at the beginning, it may feel like the sound is ugly, you don't like it, it breaks up, it's not harmonious necessarily, it cuts off as you're making it even. Don't worry about it. The more that you practice, you will see that your system begins to purify from other vibrations. That when the sound is cut, when it doesn't sound nice or pure, whatever, it is just telling you that from inside, something that is not in harmony with what you want to create is coming out, and you are releasing it, you are letting it go. So it is perfect. You don't have to chant very loud if you don't want, if you are not comfortable with your neighbors or people in your home. But allow the sound to be just raw, to be pure, to be natural. Don't create a strain. And then for every chant that you do, use the full capacity of your lung. In chanting, a very important part is to breathe. You will allow yourself to enter into the trance as you reduce the thoughts in your mind. When you breathe slowly and deeply, you reduce the number of beats in your heart. Your heart rate slows down, and in consequence also your brain waves slow down. So the number of thoughts is diminished when you're breathing deep and slow. So before chanting, you can begin by exhaling, letting all the air out. Then you inhale, fill up the lungs, and then make the sound. Make sure you let all the air out smoothly and softly and gently, and then as you're finished, inhale again. Don't rush, do it also slowly. Remember, your lungs go from the base of your ribs up to your collarbones. So make sure that you're using the full capacity of your lungs. Fill in completely, breathe in fully, gently, softly, slowly, and then again exhaling slowly, make the sound. Like that, go through the whole practice. One inhale, and on the exhale, sound. Inhale, load, and exhale the sound. So it's 5 parts. A, U, M, Aum, Om, 5 times each. It is 25 times altogether. After you're done with the 25th part, your lungs are empty. Hold on to your breath. Relax the whole of the body. And sustain your breath, or sustain your beingness in that moment by not breathing again, by staying breathless for a moment. And for as long as you can comfortably. Over time, the span of time increments. So be patient with yourself. And even if you last 1 or 2 seconds, don't rush into taking in the air. Do it slowly, do it gently. And once you're full again, come to your regular breath Take a few moments, then open up your eyes and come into your life with ease, with grace, and with the knowingness that the energies of creation, sustenance, and destruction have been invoked, downloaded, installed, and are active and available for you in your life. On a separate video, I'm going to guide the meditation. So here, this one, I intended it to be just for explanation purposes, and then to have it more practical, you probably have to hear the explanation only once, but the practice you can do repeatedly. So if it helps you to do it with me, join me with the next video. And if not, you already have this explanation, you can do it by yourself, and I hope in whichever way you feel to practice this, that it brings you as much joy as it brings me, as much empowerment, benefits in your life. And if you like it, share it with other people, so that more of us can enjoy of living more fulfilling lives, more happy lives, more healthy lives, more loving lives. Thank you so much for joining and sharing with us. Much love to you all and blessings. Namaste.